more serious about it because it cut off my circulation. Like when I looked down, my fingers were blue and everything. Like I just was like going through it. And
I'm a princess, a diva, and it's all about me.
Me, it's all about me. It's all about me. It's all about me.
I should go kiss this because you know. But today my hair is still not cooperating. Today we are going to talk about something that I feel like is very serious in my life. Something that I am excited about, but I'm also nervous because I don't know how everything is going to go. But I mean, this is why I'm here to talk about it. My hair looks a hot behind mess. So let's get into the video. Okay, so recently something has happened to me that I feel like I need to bring awareness to. I've had this happen to me like about 5 times. 5 times I've experienced this pain. 5 times I experienced a feeling that I never thought I would experience again every time it happened, but I did. And I mean, over the course of the years, it just made me feel like it's something that I have to change. So if you don't know, I don't suffer from anything, but a while ago when I was like in what grade was I in, like 6th grade, I had problems with my arm, and I did a pose and I was like this, and my arm popped out, and I'm like, but it just like popped in regular, and I just was like, okay, whatever. Oh, that hurt, but I'm gonna just brush it off. So then another time when I was play fighting, I was in college. I had to be in 11th grade. I said a college. I mean, when I was in high school and I had to be like in 11th grade, I was play fighting and my arm popped out again. And at this time, I was like asking everybody like, oh my God, do y'all know how to pop in the arm? Do y'all know how to pop in the arm? Nobody did. And then all of a sudden it just rolled back in and went back in itself. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the doctors because I don't know what's wrong. So I went to the hospital. They basically was like, oh, your arm is fine. Wear this sling. I wore a sling for a couple of days, and after a while I just stopped wearing it because I'm like, my arm should be fine. They said nothing is wrong. Then one day I was asleep and my arm did the same thing, and at this point, like, it hurt so bad, but it did roll back in itself. It hurt so bad to the point like I was crying, and I was crying so loud that my little sister woke up and was like, Diamond, what's wrong? And I'm like, my arm just hurt so bad. At this point I didn't go to the doctors because I'm like, it rolled back in, like, it is what it is. I didn't think nothing about it. So this 4th time, I was driving, and I was going to go meet up with some friends that I was really close with in middle school. I was going to go meet up with them, and I was like, you know what, I have to get my hair done. I had to go get my hair done. So I'm like, I'm gonna drop my mom off to go get her hair done, then I'm gonna go drive to get my hair done. So it was no gas in the car, so I'm like, I'm about to go get gas, go get my hair done. I'm on a time schedule. I gotta meet up with these girls so we can go eat, catch up, stuff like that. I'm on a time schedule, so I'm gonna just go get my hair done, get some gas, call it a day. So I was in a gas station. I stopped. I was in like a bad neighborhood, a neighborhood that I kind of grew up in, but I kind of didn't. I mean, I spent like what, two summers there and some weekends there. So yeah, it was kind of like a bad neighborhood, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not about to leave my purse in the car. So I happened to reach back to grab my bag, and my whole shoulder popped out and rolled over. So at this point, I'm like at the gas station by myself, and I'm looking around. I'm like, nobody is here. I don't know what to do. I'm in too much pain to really like call for help for myself. So when I looked up, I seen a man, so I start beeping the horn. I'm like, come here. He's like, me. And I'm like, yeah, come here. I'm like, my arm, I dislocated my shoulder. I need you to help me. So he pushed the chair back. Thank God that he wasn't like a person that was going to rob me, take advantage of my situation. Like, he helped me. He called the ambulance, everything. I ended up like getting my arm in a position where I could call my mom. So I ended up like moving it a little bit, and I had it up like this. I had to get out the car because when my mom came, she was like, I don't know how to pop it back in. I don't know what I'm doing. So we're just going to have to call the ambulance and get them here. So the ambulance came. Come to find out, the paramedics didn't even know how to pop my arm back in, and I'm just sitting there with my shoulder dislocated. I do have a picture of how my shoulder was, and I'll insert it right here. And at this point,
okay, so we're gonna stop the video for a minute. So that little razor looking part, that's just the sling, like the little buckle part. I don't know what else in there, but my bone is right underneath it, and that bone is supposed to be connected to like my shoulder. So yeah, that's all the way down there, and it's not supposed to be there. So yeah, I guess we can get back into the video.
and like I'm bawling my eyes out. My boyfriend calls me. He's like, what's wrong? I tell him what's wrong, but like I'm yelling. I'm sorry for anybody that I was yelling at, but like I was in so much pain, it didn't make any sense. So we ended up calling the ambulance. They didn't take me to the hospital, so my mom ended up getting me out the car, and I had to like hold my arm up, and I could feel, and the paramedics like touched my shoulder, and he was like, oh, it should be back in, like I feel a bone there. So, but I knew I still felt the pain. So I was holding my arm. I ended up going to a hospital. Like, that ride there was just too much for me. The bumps and the rolls, the potholes, like everything made my arm hurt. And I really just felt like I wanted to die. Like, I got to the point where I was just like, you know what, I can't deal with this pain no more. I just don't want to deal with it at all. And I know that's not good, but when you just get to your lowest point, it's just like, oh wow. Like but I mean, thank God that I have a good head on my shoulders. I have a good family. And I just was like, Diamond, you're just saying stuff right now. You're just saying stuff right now. And I'm not saying this to say whoever has those thoughts and stuff like that is like to be like, people should ignore them, because no, stuff like that. But at that point, I just knew, like, I just was just saying stuff, and I just was stressing my body out. So basically, we went to the hospital. I waited about 3 hours before I got my arm fixed, basically. So I waited 3 hours. I was in there crying, yelling. I went to the front, told the lady my information. Like, I was just holding my arm the whole time. The lady was like, oh, I need your arm. I couldn't deal with none of it. Then when I got in the back, my room wasn't ready, so I had to stand in the hallway, wait for them to finish my room so I can get in the back and just sit there. And when they came, the doctor came in, the nurse came in, and they started giving me like asking me questions, helping me take off my clothes. I actually had this shirt on. Luckily, I had this shirt on, so they didn't have to pull nothing over my head. So they zippered this shirt down. They took my stuff off, put my gown on, and stuff like that. And then I had to wait. So when the lady came back, I'm like, ma'am, I feel like I'm going to throw up. I started feeling like I was lightheaded, like I was about to faint, getting real dizzy. Like, I don't know, I just wanted to lay down, but I knew I couldn't lay down because like my shoulder was hurting. So she was just laying back. I was like, I can't. So she gave me like this tablet that subsides the nausea. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Like, so I took that, and then she gave me like a needle to like relax like the pain and stuff like that. After that, I kind of was like high, but I still felt the pain. So I waited a whole hour and 30 minutes before they came in and was like, you have to take an x-ray. So I'm sitting there holding my arm. The man moving all fast. I'm trying to follow him. And I go in the back. He's like moving my arm real hard. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm in pain. Sir, you could just simply say, oh, move over this way or move over that way. Then I had to wait, make sure the pictures look nice for the doctor. Then I had to go back, sit and wait. I waited 2 hours before they popped my arm back in. The doctor was real nice, but imagine being in that pain, feeling like you just want to just either go to sleep or just lay down. Like, at that point, I don't know. And I was in there by myself. So it just made me feel like, I don't know, like I just was by myself. I never felt that way before in my life. And after like 2 hours, they came in and they like rolled my arm back in and put it back into place. I felt it actually go into place. So because this wasn't my first time or my second, because it was like my fourth or fifth time my arm popping back in, I have to get surgery. And I just feel like, me being so young, I shouldn't have to get surgery on things. But when I went to my doctor, because I automatically took care of this, I wish I would have took care of it when I was younger and I knew exactly what it was. Then I probably would have tackled it then. I was supposed to go to therapy, physical therapy for it. But I was like, you know what? Like, it don't hurt no more, so why? But now I know, like, because it popped out 4 times, it's more likely for it to pop out again. And this time, I think I'm more serious about it because it cut off my circulation. Like, when I looked down, my fingers were blue and everything. Like, I just was, like, going through it by myself, in that room by myself. So imagine that. And then, like, basically giving me a perk didn't help. Like, it didn't help. It kind of like made me like more calm, but it didn't really help. So I was just going through a lot. And then afterwards, my boyfriend came to my mom's house, brought me little gifts and stuff like that. I felt really good after I got my shoulder popped back in. I was real sleepy, stuff like that. Didn't really move. I'm supposed to be wearing a sling now until I get my surgery, but I don't listen. But yeah, so I have to get an MRI done and I have to go back to the doctor so I can get my surgery. And hopefully, I pray to God that my surgery goes well. And I'm going to be down for 4 months. Like, I can't do a lot of stuff for 4 months. So, like, I feel like it is what it is. I'm glad that I'm getting it done now. But I feel like I wish it was other alternative like options. But I mean, if this is what I have to do, this is what I have to do. I'm kind of scared because I feel like if anything goes wrong, I don't know. But I do feel like I need to get my arm together, because if it pop out again, I might like literally like, I don't know, faint, because it is so painful. But I do have to get my surgery. And when I make my videos, y'all gonna see me with my new sling. And I might have to go to physical therapy for my arm. This looks like a wig on my head. Physical therapy for my arm and stuff like that. So we'll see when this will happen. This will be my first surgery that I've ever had, and hopefully it'll be my last, but we got to get it fixed. So it is what it is, but I'll keep y'all updated, and hopefully y'all pray for me and I'll be good. But thank y'all for listening to my experience, and I pray that I get out of this and that I'm in good hands. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.
I'm a princess, a diva, and it's all about me.